Hi, everyone. We'll get started in just a minute. You want to share where you're calling in from or where you're joining us from, that'd be great. And also, I received a question from one of the attendees about how to transition from work to home. And so if you're also struggling with switching off the work brain and being more present at home, I'll answer that question right after the 6-minute meditation. So thanks everyone for being here. Hi, Jennifer. It's good to see you from Boston. Just start in just 1 minute. And as I mentioned, if you're just joining us, I received an email from one of the participants about letting go of work when you're at home and being more present to, well, this particular person wanted to know how to be more present to our 3-year-old toddler. So I love that question of trying to be more present in each moment. So I have some thoughts that I'll share with you after the session. So if you want to stick around, I'm happy to do that. And if you have any questions, you can always email me at hello@ginacho.com. Hi, Leslie. Good to see you. Okay, so let's get started. So let's start by finding a comfortable seated position. So placing both feet firmly on the floor. If you have shoes on, you can feel free to kick off your shoes if you'll feel more comfortable. And then when you feel ready, allow your eyes to soften. And checking in with yourself and see if there's something that your body's craving that would make this set a little more comfortable, a little more easeful for you. And so you might also check into the parts of the body where you know you hold tension. So for example, the shoulders, and if it feels good, you might move the shoulders around a little bit. You can unclench your jaw if, again, that's where you typically hold tension. Allowing the belly to soften. Might move your wrists, doing little wrist circles, or rotating your foot. Just whatever small movement that your body's craving. Bring this idea of being kind to ourselves into the picture. And let's start by taking 3 deep breaths. So breathing in and releasing. 2 more, breathing in and breathing out. And 1 more, breathing in and breathing out. And so when we meditate, we use the breath as an anchor to tether us to this moment. The breath is constantly there. It's a reminder to be in this moment. And in this moment, this moment. Not changing how you're breathing in any way. The body knows how to breathe. Or simply resting the attention, the awareness on the breath. Breathing in, breathing out. And so now as we sit here, breathing will introduce a mantra. And so mantra is a word or a phrase that we can use to rest the mind in. And so we'll use the mantra, be here. So on the next in-breath, silently say the word be in your own mind. And as you exhale, say the word here. So breathing in, be. Breathing out, here. And so lengthening each sound so that it occupies the entire length of the breath. So again, we're not changing how you're breathing in any way, but we're simply adding the mantra to give the mind something to rest in. So breathing in, be. Breathing out, here. Now letting the mantra to fall away and returning back to the breath, breathing in and breathing out. Now let's close the practice by beginning to wiggle the fingers and toes and moving your body in any way that feels good to you. And when you feel ready, allow the eyes to open. Welcome back. So the question that I received was, I have difficulties focusing on my 3-year-old toddler when I'm at home. I'm often busy and occupied. I'd like to know a better way to focus the mind. So I love this question. I think it's something that so many of us struggle with. And so I have a few practices that I found to be helpful in my own life, and I'll share those with you, and perhaps they'll be helpful to you. One, I think, is just to set an intention, right? So really thinking about, who do I want to be? How do I want to show up at work? How do I want to show up at home? And what are the values that you hold dear? So that it's not just about, like, I'm giving my 3-year-old attention just for the sake of giving her attention, but really connecting with something deeper, right? So maybe, I want to be a parent that's more present and in tune to what's going on with my 3-year-old, so I can adjust my parenting style, or I want to show up and be kind or be compassionate or whatever it may be. So really getting clear around the intention for why it is that this particular activity or how you want to show up is important to you. A second is having some sort of a ritual. So ritual is just any practice or habit that you have. And so one of the rituals that I do is washing my hands. So when you get home, obviously it's best practice to wash your hands, but really pausing for a moment and giving yourself that space to relax and to refocus the mind. And so really feeling the sensation of the soap. You can go out and buy, some soap that is really to your liking, something that smells good to you, and really just reconnecting with the warmth of the water, and really, just slowing down and washing your hands with intention. And as you're doing the ritual, you can even incorporate the mantra that we just used. So as you're washing your hands, you can just remind yourself and say, be here. And it's kind of saying that over and over again in your own mind. Another ritual that I used to do when I worked in an office was to, before I left the office, I would intentionally power down my computer. So a lot of people left it on. That's what I would normally do, is just leave it on overnight. But taking that 30 seconds, a minute to just power everything down. And that kind of gave my mind this cue that, oh, right, I'm transitioning from work period to home period. And you can create other rituals. I know some lawyers will sit in their car for 30 seconds or a minute and just focus on the breath before they either go into the house or walk into a meeting. So, choosing one ritual and doing that, right? So don't try to do like 5 different rituals because it's just too complicated and you'll forget to do them very quickly. So just choosing one and doing that over some sustained period of time. And also, whatever the habit is, right, for the mind to be busy or to worry or catastrophize or whatever that habit is, chances are you probably have many, many decades of having this habitual behavior, right? So, if you are constantly thinking about work while you're at home, you're not going to be able to break yourself out of that habit overnight. It's going to take some practice. So bringing, that sense of gentleness towards yourself and making yourself, your own mind, this place that is pleasant to be in. It's something that so many people, including myself, struggle with, is when we meditate and your mind sort of drifts away and becomes busy, and then you come back to the moment, you start to engage in negative self-talk and self-criticism and go, oh, I'm supposed to be meditating and I'm supposed to be focusing and my mind is just distracted. I'm so bad at this. And you might find yourself doing the same thing, or you're, engaging with your 3-year-old and your mind is thinking about, did I remember to attach that exhibit when I filed that motion yesterday? And you come back to the moment and you go, oh, here I am thinking about work again. I'm such a bad mom. And so engaging in those negative self-talk only just, exacerbates the situation and makes it worse. So, bringing this idea of being kind to yourself and making your mind this space where it's pleasant to be in. So I hope that was helpful to you. And if you have any other questions, you can feel free to email me, hello@ginacho.com. And I'll see you hopefully back here tomorrow. Thanks so much.